Hello and good moment, everybody. My name is Adriana, and today we will be practicing our asana through a gentle hip and heart opening flow, where again, everything I say is simply a suggestion. You are always going to be your body's best teacher and advocate. So tune into any sensation within. If it feels good, feel free to stay for longer. If it is bringing you pain, feel free to back out and exit right away and enter any restorative asana of your choice, such as child's pose, puppy pose, happy baby, anything that works for you. So today I will be focusing on bringing in props into play. So for our props, I will be using 2 folded up blankets. If you don't have 2 folded up blankets, you can use 2 folded up towels. If you don't have 2 folded up towels, feel free to use 2 folded up sweaters. So whatever works. If it works, work it, I like to say. So to begin, finding a comfortable seated position such as easy pose, sukhasana, or perhaps you want to come into your bound angle or staff, your choice. I will be bringing a folded up blanket, adding 1 extra fold here and bringing it underneath my sit bones to bring some elevation to my hips above knees, knees descending down and away towards the floor. So while here, sitting up nice and tall, finding that extra length in the spine, chin slightly tucked. Feel free to move away any flesh or tissue from the sit bones and just tune into your breath just as it is. Focusing on inhale, coming in and down. Focusing on exhale, coming out and up. On your next inhale, allow for your shoulders to reach all the way up to your ears. Exhale, let them roll down your back body. Good. One more time. Inhale, shoulders come all the way up. Exhale, let them roll down your back body. Lifting up through the heart. Bringing awareness to where you feel yourself rise on an inhale, where you feel yourself settle on an exhale. If trying to clear your mind is too much, for most humans it is, a tip would be to just simply bring your awareness to this inhale, this exhale, and as your mind wanders, just lovingly pulling it back to this inhale, this exhale. Good. If you haven't already, begin to deepen and lengthen your breath, adding perhaps an extra second to your inhale, an extra second to your exhale, holding space for the moments in between. And take 3 more deep rounds of your breath before we begin our 7-action spinal warm-up. Good. Allow for your palms to come to the sides of your breathing body. If you'd like, you can bring the prop out from underneath your sit bones. And another option here is to bring folded up blankets underneath your knees. Invitation to switch which leg is crossed in front if your legs are in fact crossed. Palms at the sides of your hips. On your next inhale, lift your palms up and overhead. Reaching up on your exhale, cactus arms leading with the elbows, elbows in lines with shoulders. Looking up or leaning back any amount. Invitation to bring the palms of your hands to the base of your skull, or let your palms come behind your back body. Pressing into your palms, feeling this gentle back bend here. Invitation to do less. You can come up onto your finger pads if you feel that's too much. Inhale, lift both palms up and overhead. Exhale, lower right palm, lean to the right any amount. Rooting down through the left sit bone, lovingly checking in with your left shoulder. Sometimes it likes to come out in front, just keeping it in one plane with the right. Pressing down through the right palm to bring in length through that left side body. Letting your shoulders drop down and away from your ears. Good. Inhale, lift both palms up and overhead. Exhale, lower left palm, lean to the left any amount. Again, pressing into that left palm to bring in length through our right side body. Rooting down through our right sit bone, palm facing down if available to you. Good. Inhale, lift both palms up and overhead. Exhale, twist to the right any amount. Left palm comes down to your right thigh. Right palm off to the side or perhaps near your lower back. Once your right palm meets the ground, press into that palm, bringing in length through the spine, letting your shoulders drop down and away from your ears. Nose above sternum, or exhale, soft gaze over your right shoulder. Good. Inhale, lift both palms up and overhead. Exhale, twist to the left any amount. Right palm comes down to left thigh. Left palm off to the side near lower back, and once your palm meets the mat, pressing into your left palm to bring in length through the spine. Using your exhales to twist any more amount. Nose stays above sternum, or exhale, soft gaze over your left shoulder. Broadening the spaces between your left and right collarbone. Good. Inhale, lift both palms up and overhead. Exhale, bow forward, bringing your palms to your legs or walking your palms out long in front of you towards the top of your mat. Letting your chest come down towards your thighs any more amount. Hinging at the hips. If you'd like, you can come back in space. From here, press into your palms, noticing the length of your spine, and then again, walking your palms forward. Good. On your next inhale, walk your hands back in towards your breathing body. One by one, swing your arms up and overhead till they land near the sides of your back body. While here, press into your palms, coming into a slight back bend. Once again, lifting up through the heart, lifting through the chest. Chin is slightly tucked. Stay, or one by one, bring your feet out in front of you, knees bent, feet hips distance apart. Feel free to slide your hips up in space if you're too close to a back wall like me. And just breathe at your ease, pressing into the palms, pressing into the feet, bringing attention to the curvature of the spine. Good. Inhale, come to a neutral neck with your palms still behind your back body. Stay here or slide your feet more out in front of you. Option 2, bring your feet out long in front of you. Bring your right ankle over your left thigh. Stay, or exhale, rebend that left knee, bringing your foot to the floor. If this sensation is too much, feel free to decrease the angle. You can always make it a less angle in the left leg. Coming into our figure 4 here. Shoulders are pressing down and away from our ears. Our spine is long. Option 2, fold forward any amount. Good. On an inhale, come back to a neutral position here with our knees bent, our palms behind our back body. On your next exhale, bring your left ankle across your right thigh. Again, option to start with your right leg long, bringing your left ankle across your right thigh, stay, or exhale, bend that right knee, hug your foot in towards your body. Staying here for 3 more deep rounds of your breath. Good. Inhale, release your right leg out long. Let your left come to meet your right. Option to come to sit up on your folded up blanket once again. We'll be moving into our staff, our Dandasana. So an option here is to move away any flesh tissue from your sit bones, sitting up nice and tall. Bring your thighs together in space, knees together, thighs together. From here, bring your palms to the sides of your hips. Press the earth away through the palms. If your hands are not reaching the floor, option to come up onto your finger pads, so tenting up on your hands. Option to place blocks underneath your palms or extra rags, your choice. So from here, pressing the earth away from us, letting our shoulders drop down and away from our ears. Feet are flexed. Root the back of your thighs down towards the earth. Stay. Again, bringing awareness here to the heart and chest lifting up towards the ceiling. Our backs of our thighs are rooting down into the earth. Our feet are flexed. Our palms are pressing down into the earth. So bringing that intention into every part of our foundation. Good. One by one, take your calves or the backs of your thighs in space and separate the distance in between your feet. So we'll be moving into a wide-legged forward fold next. So stay somewhere in between your maximum sensation and your minimum. So somewhere that feels comfortable for you. On your next inhale, lift your palms up and overhead. Exhale, reach forward through the palms, keeping your upper arms near your ears. Once you feel you are at a nice plane between the tailbone and your crown, exhale, let your palms meet the floor. Feet flexed if available to you. Option to come down onto your forearms, letting your palms meet in prayer. Or again, you can press into your palms. Or bring your peace fingers around your big toe, pulling your chest towards the earth any more amount. Stay for 3 more rounds of your breath. Rooting down through the backs of the thighs. Soft gaze. Softening through the gaze to soften through the breath. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose or pursed lips, your choice. Good. On an inhale, allow for yourself to come back up to a neutral seated shape. One by one, bring your feet together in space. So we'll be coming into our seated bound ankle or Baddha Konasana. So an option here to reduce the flexion in the hips is to bring your folded up blankets underneath your knees. Option to fold them up any more amount. So from here, pressing your feet against each other, bring your palms to your ankles, your shins, and on an inhale, lift your chest more towards your feet. So we're pulling ourselves towards our lower body and just notice if any changes occur in the spine. Tuning into the middle curvature of the spine, tuning in to your gaze, finding one soft focal point somewhere in your horizon or eyes closed, your choice. Three more deep rounds of your breath here. Letting your shoulders drop down and away from your ears. Softening through the face. So many times we hold tension in the face. Just softening on every exhale. Good. Grab onto the outer edges of your knees, and on an inhale, slowly bring them together in space, slower than you think you need to go. Just seeing if you can bring any more amount of symmetry to the speed at which your left and right legs meet in space. From here, I'll be spinning my knees around, coming to a hands and knees. An option here to make this more comfortable is to bring a folded up blanket underneath your palms, folded up blanket underneath your knees. So from here, finding our neutral tabletop position, tops of feet or toes tucked, pressing down into the earth. Fingers spread as wide as they'd like to go. Another option here to take more pressure off the wrists is to come up onto balled fists. If your palms are down, spread your fingers as wide as they'd like to go. Press the earth away as if you're gripping the blanket or mat underneath you. So much so that you're giving your palms arches. Knees, hips distance apart, elbows slightly bent. Checking in with our ears. Sometimes our ears like to come down in space, just lovingly pulling them up in space. So ears are in line with your neck, and press the floor away from you. Plug your belly button into the spine. Stay. Stay here for 3 rounds of your breath. Good. On your next inhale, lift through the crown, lift through the heart, lower belly with control. See if you can separate your sit bones any amount in your back body. Stay here in our cow. On your exhale breath, push the floor away from you, rounding through your upper back. Chin tucks to chest slightly. Cat. We'll be moving through 3 more rounds each side following your own breath. Inhale, heart lifts, chest lifts, belly lowers with control. Exhale, push the floor away from you, rounding through your upper back. Chin tucks to chest slightly. 2 more rounds, your breath. Once you finish your rounds, feel free to come back into a neutral tabletop hands and knees position. And on your next exhale, let your hips come back 1/3 of the way into our child's pose, our balasana. So bringing in some dynamic movement into this shape to give our bodies more time to let these shapes integrate. So on your next inhale, come back up to a neutral tabletop, leading with the heart, leading with the chest, pause. Exhale, send your hips back 2/3 of the way into your child's pose. So pressing through the palms, pressing through the tops of feet, pause. Inhale, come back up to tabletop. On your next exhale, sink your hips back 3/3 of the way into our child's pose. So hips to your heels, any amount. Pressing into the palms, pause. Inhale, come up to a tabletop, leading with the crown, leading with the heart, pause. Exhale, sink it back into your child's pose once again. Hips towards heels, invitation to bring some space between your knees here, making this a wide-legged child's pose, giving your body more space to be. letting your palms extend out long towards the top of your mat. Ears can come up towards your shoulders. Stay for 3 rounds of breath. Option to stir your wrists, drawing small circles with the wrists. Pause, reverse your circles. Good. Press through the palms on an inhale. Roll up through the spine, a little slower than you think you need to go. Again, refining our foundation. You can march your hands up and down in space to find that under shoulder space. So, and walk your hands up about 1 millimeter in space. Knees underneath your hips. Exhale, step your right toes back, toes tucked. Send your heel towards the back of the room. Stay. Just a gentle calf stretch here. Pressing into our palms, checking in with our ears. Exhale, lower right knee. On your next exhale, step your left toes back, toes tucked. Send your left heel towards the back of the room. Bringing in equal weight to the palms. Again, gripping the floor away from you, creating arches with the hands. Good. Exhale, lower left knee. On your next inhale, slide your blanket up in space. Walk your palms towards the top of your mat, coming into our puppy here. So our hips are above our knees, or if you'd like more support, you can bring your hips back more in space. Your choice. Press into the palms, press into the tops of the feet, or toes tucked, your choice. Let your heart come down towards the earth. Shoulders can come up towards your ears. Stay here for 3 rounds of your breath. Good. One by one and slowly bend your elbows. Walk your palms back underneath your shoulders. Option to move your blanket with you. We'll be coming into our thread the needle. So Parshva Balasana. So hips are above your knees. Feel free to come down in space slightly. So bend your elbows. On your next inhale, lift your right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, loop your right arm through the hole created by the left, bringing your right shoulder down to the earth. Invitation to rest it on your blanket. Stay here for 3 more rounds of your breath. Good. On an exhale, push the floor away from you, replanting your right palm. Inhale, lift your left arm up towards the ceiling, slight bend in right elbow. On your next exhale, loop your left arm through the space created by the right. Come to rest the side of your forehead, your left shoulder onto the earth. Stay for 3 rounds of your breath. Noticing perhaps here, no 2 bodies the same, no 2 sides of the same body the same. Good. On an exhale, push the floor away from you, coming back up to your neutral tabletop hands and knees position. From here, tuck your toes. On an inhale breath, lift your knees up in space, coming up into our high plank. Press the floor away from you. Exhale, lower knees, bend elbows, lower chest to floor. Pause. Option 2, remove one of your blankets if you'd like, and bring your other blanket to the creases of the top of your hip. So staying here, our blanket is underneath our hips. Stack your palms, rest your forehead on your palms. Coming into this lying prone shape. So we're just tuning into the breath here, just noticing if anything has changed since the beginning of our practice with our breath, with our mind, with our body, with our heart. Good. One by one, extend your palms out long towards the long edge of your mat. They might hang off your mat. That's okay. Bring some space, some distance in between your left and right thighs. Stay and just simply notice. Good. Bend your knees, feet are flexed. Stay here. Bring your palms back underneath your forehead, bringing your opposite palm to the top this time. On an exhale, let your feet sway over to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, let your feet sway over to the left. 2 more rounds each side, following your own breath. Good. Once you finished your rounds, feel free to return to natural lying prone shape. So just lying on your belly, feet returning to the earth, stacking your palms. Feel free to bring the opposite palm to the top and stay. Bring your palms in line with the chest. So thumbs in line with your chest. On your next inhale, lift through the heart, lift through the chest. Keeping the chest and the heart in one long plane here. Press the earth away from you, or inhale, lift your palms up in space. Stay for one deep round of your breath. Pressing through the tops of the feet, lifting up through the upper body. Exhale, release. One by one, bring your elbows in line with the chest. So elbows are hugging your side body. Palms resting down on the earth. On an inhale, lift through the heart, lift through the chest, coming into our Sphinx. So rooting down through the tops of our feet, through the tops of our thighs. Stay here for 3 more deep rounds of your breath. Again, noticing which parts of you rise on inhale, noticing which parts of you settle on an exhale. Chin slightly tucked to protect the neck. Good. On your next exhale, lower back into the earth. Stack your palms, bringing the opposite palm to the forefront. Good. When you are ready, feel free to roll onto your back body. Option here to bring a blanket underneath your head. Feel free to decrease the roll. And keeping our other blanket nearby, if you'd like, you can fold up your blanket and bring it underneath your lower back. Your choice. And again, just kind of finding your sweet spot for the folded up blanket. So it might not be exactly what mine looks like because no two bodies the same, no two sides of the same body the same. So just finding what works for you and meeting yourself there. So on your next exhale, one by one, hug your knees in towards your chest. Option 2, grab onto the backs of your thighs, or you can bring your palms to your knees, feet flexed. Stay or inhale, lift up through the crown, tuck your chin in towards your chest, and just rock side to side in space. Good. On an inhale, return your head back to your blanket. Feet are still flexed, our knees are bent, hugging onto the backs of our thighs or the tops of our knees. Stay for 2 more rounds of your breath. Feel free to rock side to side. On your next inhale, allow for your knees to come above your hips. So we'll be coming into our supine twist next. So a couple options here. You can bring your arms into cactus, pressing your arms away to the tops of the palms. You can bring your arms out into a T, palms on your shoulders, pressing down through the palms. Or if you'd like, you can bring some more support to this by bringing your palms closer to your hips, pressing the earth away through the palms in something like a V shape here. So with your knees above your hips, exhale, let your knees fall over to the right side, keeping knees stacked if available to you. You can bring your extra blanket underneath your right thigh. If you'd like, bringing your palm to the top of your left leg, just pull your knees over to the right side any more amount. Soft gaze up at the ceiling, or exhale, turn your gaze to the left, bringing a double twist to the spine here. One more deep round of your breath here on the side. Good. Inhale, return gaze and knees to neutral. So gazing up soft at the ceiling, or feet are flexed, knees above hips. Stay or exhale. Let your knees fall over to the left any amount. Again, invitation to bring that blanket underneath your left thigh. Invitation to bring palm to the top of your right leg and just lovingly pulling it over with no more than 5 pounds of pressure. Right palm can be pressing into the earth in your T shape, pressing into the top of the palm in cactus, or somewhere near your hips in that V shape here. Soft gaze up ahead, or exhale, turn your attention to the top of your right shoulder. Staying for 3 more deep rounds of your breath. Good. Inhale, return gaze, return knees back to neutral. Stay or exhale, bring your knees in towards your armpits, one by one, grabbing onto the outer edges of the feet, coming into our happy baby. Try to see if you can root down through your tailbone. So staying here, or rock side to side, giving your spine a gentle massage, noticing the right sit bone, the left sit bone, rocking back and forth off of each other. Good. On an inhale, release your feet. Allow for your feet to return towards the earth. On an exhale breath, let your knees come in towards your chest, just coming into our Apanasana one more time. Feet are flexed. Stay or bring your palms to the outer edges of your feet, just hugging yourself into a small ball here. Good. One more round of your breath. Exhale, release crown, release feet. Inhale, lift your left palm up. Exhale, roll to the left side, using your left arm as a pillow, bringing your right arm, your right palm, on the inside of your rib cage. When you're ready, press into your right palm, slowly coming up into a comfortable seated position for our pranayama practice. So to begin, we will be moving through B breath, pranayama breath work. So again, B breath will look something like this. We will take some rounds of cleansing exhale breath, and then with our palms resting in our lap, we will inhale through the nose. Gently plug our ears, exhale, let it out through our nose while making a humming noise. Pause. So I will be guiding us through 3 rounds. Then I will invite you to take 4 more rounds on your own, following your own breath. After we come out of that, we will have about a minute of silence to simply sit with, to simply observe, to simply notice anything that chooses to come up. And again, giving ourselves the option to back out at any point in time. If this becomes too much, you can always return to your easy, effortless breath, giving ourselves permission to try again if we'd like, and giving ourselves permission to look a little silly. I feel sometimes in life, many people hold back from doing something that might bring them greater joy in the big picture of things because of a fear of looking silly. I know I myself struggle with that all the time, but I promise if you just do it scared, you will be so shocked at the outcome. So do it scared, do it anyway, and then just prove to yourself what you can do when you believe in you. So again, just coming into a comfortable seated position, option to sit up on a blanket, option to bring your folded up blankets underneath your knees. We'll take 2 rounds of cleansing exhale breath. So to begin, inhale deep through the nose. Exhale, let it all go through the mouth. Good, 1 more just like that, inhale. Exhale. Good. Gently plug your ears, inhale through the nose. Exhale. Four more rounds following own breath. Good. When you're ready with your rounds of B breath, feel free to return to your easy, effortless breath. Soft gaze or eyes closed, palms resting gently in your lap. We'll have about a minute of silence to simply sit with and notice. Good. With your eyes still closed or a soft gaze, allow for your body to come down onto the earth, entering our final resting shape, our shavasana. So invitation here to bring a blanket underneath your crown. If you're wearing a ponytail, you might find it helpful to move your ponytail or bun off to the side to give the back of your neck more space to be, the back of your head. Option to bring another folded up blanket underneath your knees, making this more of a supported shape for your lower back. Invitation to move your flesh away from sit bones off to the outer sides, resting your palms face up or palms resting on your breathing body. I'll be walking us through a gentle body scan, after which my voice will fade away and we'll have about 3 minutes of silence to simply sit with and notice. If you find you have any last minute fidgets, feel free to get them out and out of the way, just giving yourself permission to move, but permission to enter Shavasana again. So with your hands resting on your breathing body or at your sides, palms face up, bring your mind's wandering eyes attention to the crown of your head. The back of the neck, aka the top of the spine. Forehead, seeing if you can release any tension through the forehead. Eyebrows. Creases between your eyebrows, again seeing if you can soften through the spaces of the creases in between the eyebrows. Eyes gently closed or soft gaze up ahead. Cheekbones. Nose and the temperature and sensation of your breath. Upper jaw. Teeth slightly parted. Tongue resting in the roof of your mouth. Lower jaw, swallowing once if you'd like to release any tension from the lower jaw. Chin slightly tucked to give the back of the neck more space to be. Tops of the shoulders. Armpits. Upper arms. Elbows. Forearms. Wrists. Tops of the hands, fingers, palms of the hands, tops of the shoulder blades, aka your collarbones, heart space, ribs contracting and expanding as you breathe, your easy, effortless breath. Bringing awareness to not only the ribs, but the spaces in between the ribs. Belly button and the way it rises and falls as you breathe, your easy, effortless breath. Tops of the hips and the front body. Shoulders in the back body. Upper spine. Heart space in the back body. Middle spine and the natural curvature of the middle spine. Lower back. Sit bones. Glutes. Bottom of your hips in your back body and where they connect to the back of the thighs. Tops of the thighs, knees, calves, shins, ankles, Achilles tendons, tops of the feet, toes, webbing in between the toes, ball of the foot, arches in the feet, soles of the feet and where they connect to the sole of the earth. My voice is now going to fade away, and we'll spend the next 3 minutes just tuning into our easy, effortless breath, giving ourselves full permission to simply be, to simply breathe. Good. With your eyes still softly closed or soft gaze, feel free to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes to return some subtle movement back to the body. Drawing small circles with the wrists, small circles with the ankles. Pause, reverse your circles. Lift your arms up overhead on an inhale. Giving yourself one last moment to stretch in opposition. Exhale, hug your knees in towards your chest, holding onto your knees or the backs of your thighs. Rock side to side in space. Inhale, lift your right arm up and overhead. When you're ready, exhale, roll to your right side, pause. Using your right arm as a pillow, bringing your left palm on the inside near your rib cage. Once you feel ready, you can press into your left palm, coming up to sit in a comfortable seated position. Eyes still closed or soft gaze. Option to bring your knees or your blankets underneath your knees. Resting your palms in your lap or palms together at heart center as we bow forward in gratitude, using these last moments together to first thank yourself for showing up for your practice. I thank you for sharing your practice with me. And as always, may we continuously thank every teacher that has come before us to share this beautiful gift of yoga with us so that we may have a meeting place for our mind, our body, our breath, and our heart to meet, to catch up, to speak to each other and share needs and wants. I'll hold one deep round of breath for you to add in anything additional internally. And may we all live like the lotus at home in the muddy waters. Namaste. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me, and I hope that the way that you move on your mat not only assists in noticing on the mat, but may what we do here ripple into your outside world off the mat, and just see how you move in the outside world when you give yourself a chance to tune in first. Thank you so much.